So this way you know what kind of density deficiency has taken place within a dam body. Same example on shoulder section. It also can be done between the gallery and the dam top. So this is one example between this entire section is being shown here. And this exercise took 1.5 days of time. So when it should be done? That's the big question. When we should do this investigation? Ideally, this investigation should be done as soon as the dam is completed to have a baseline data. It's like our health checkup. We go to doctor, let's say after 40 years, get a baseline data, and then we keep comparing every 5 years with the baseline data to see where the problem is coming. So for the dams, it should be done after it has been completed. It has not been done, the time is now. So it should be done on all the important dams and then repeated maybe after 5 to 10 years. It should definitely be done before the rehabilitation plan is being made. So you know exactly where rehabilitation should be targeted. And once the rehabilitation has been completed, it must be done to see the efficacy of the rehabilitation. So I conclude, I will save you the effort. So the non-destructive nature of geophysics makes it an ideal tool for health check and of critical structures like dams where drilling is the last option. The strong cooperation and interaction between geophysicists and dam engineers mandatory for a successful investigation program, and choice of the right technique or tool is critical for success. We are very much here outside. We have a booth, and you are more than welcome to visit us anytime tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rama, for a very engaging presentation. Next presentation will be Mr. Chandra Mohan Adhikari from Esri, India.
Good evening to all of you. Next 5 minutes, you just enjoy technology which you can use to leverage your research work as a scientific community you are doing. So, ESRI, it's an Environmental System Research Institute located in USA, and here in India it's working with the name of Esri India. So I have, in many of the papers I already have seen that not many authors have been coming out of the ArcGIS. So this is the ArcGIS technology which I am talking about. GIS is nothing, it's basically a science software. So it can answer many of the questions which comes to you during your research, like if you want to see, as per with respect to the topic we have for this session, can I have a digital georeference hydrographic map or imageries for some dam sites available with all asset informations? Or the questions can be like, can I map the flood inundation area? Or can we really get a real-time break photograph or videograph so that in a geotag manner? Or finally, as a planner or a decision maker, really can we have a real-time dynamic dashboard which which we can see a month-wise picture of complaints related to dam sites versus the number of inspections we have done? So, as a technology provider, as a GIS technology provider, yes, the answer is sure, you can. So, how the way it can happen? This is a simple solution pattern for GIS for dam safety as far as the concern. So, if you go to this entire spectrum, let's start with the asset management, going to the planning and analysis part, followed by the field data collections. Either it can be done in a drone or it can be done with the devices, video devices or the mobile devices we have, followed by the operational awarenesses like operational dashboards and constituent engagements. We can take the cloud switching data as well from the civilians. So this is the entire technology platform being provided by the ArcGIS, where there are certain applications available at the desktop level, server level, or the devices nowadays we are using. There are certain services online which are available. Either you can use the satellite imageries, you can use the topographic maps, and much more apps are available either for the office or for the drone etc. So what you have is the platform provides you wherein you can put up the data. As you can see in the screen, even if you have the data in a textual form, in a type table form, you just put it in the even in the Excel and get the map to be created using the ArcGIS for Office. You have the apps, ready-made app builders, which saves your time for customizations and development. Just put your research work with the ready-made apps which are just configurable, And along with that, even you can create the apps for the mobile devices, PDA devices, and number of options are available with you. Even if you have to go for a survey, you can create a survey in any of the multi-languages or a regional languages in just in Excel and take it into your devices and go and put it in the form of a dashboard. So just to save the time, I will try to have a live overview of the technology. Sometimes technology fails in case of emergency. No problem. So what happens basically, ArcGIS gives you a platform wherein you have the data either in Excel or in other databases up to Hadoop data, wherein the data comes in the big data form. You put the maps data in the databases, wherein you create the database. Then you have the ready-made applications from where you can create the web applications. And then finally, as you can see in my PPT, it comes in the form of the dashboards, like we have seen. So last one, this is the dashboard wherein the data is either coming from the field surveys or real-time basis, it's coming from the different sources or any other devices which you can put in and you can get it the data in the form of the dashboard. So with this, I would like to thanks. And we have also a booth outside wherein if you have any queries related to GIS or wherein we can help you, so we will be happy to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Aditya. The next speaker will be Mr. Rakesh Naik from Dynasure. Dynasure.
Good afternoon, all delegates. I am Rakesh Naik. I am representing Dynasure Computational Private Limited. The quantity company that specializes in all sort of repairs, especially in underwater repairs of dams, railways, jetties. The company was established in 1998 in Mumbai. We have very rich experience of dam repairs over the years. We had involved in variety of repairs ranging from simple to complex work in almost 40 dams across India. The nature of work that we specialize included underwater inspection, survey, videography of various structures in submerged condition, expansion and construction joints in treatment in dams, repair, retrofitting and strengthening work of steel, masonry and concrete structures. Also the gate, groove and guide repairs, leakage arresting solutions, and underwater welding and cuttings. Now, without taking much time, I will run this short video. any query, you can visit our stall outside. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Naik. I'm sure it probably will.
Good evening, Chairman, Co-Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Pankaj Roy, I represent Karpi India. So Karpi is a 50 years old experience in waterproofing of dams and aquatic structures. The summary of my presentation will be who is Karpi, Karpi general experience, Karpi experience in dams, Karpi experience for underwater engineering. Karpi is the waterproofing contractor leader in the world, established in Italy in the year 1963. Karpi is the oldest company in the world dealing with the waterproofing geomembrane geocomposites for dams, canals, hydraulic structures, reservoirs, hydraulic tunnels. So we are almost everywhere in the world with our different holdings. We are Carpitec BV Netherlands with the holdings in Carpitec BV Amsterdam, Italy, Romania, Czech Republic, Bulgaria, and Karpi India. And our centralized office is in Karpi, Switzerland. So we have more than 50 years of experience with more than 135 large dams, 38 canals, 30 plus reservoirs, 14 hydraulic tunnels. Karpi provides design, supply, installation, quality control, and project management of waterproofing system by the synthetic geomembrane. Karpi is not a manufacturer, therefore Karpi can select for each project the most suitable material based on testing and experience. Karpi believes that PVC geomembrane are the most performing for waterproofing of hydraulic structures. Karpi and hydraulic structures, Karpi PVC geomembrane have been used in all continents, in all climates. Karpi PVC geomembranes have been used in rehabilitation as well as in new constructions, both in covered and exposed. Karpi PVC geomembrane are more performing than other geomembranes available in the market because we design for each specific project special formulation to be in contact with the most type of fluids, including effluents. Special formulation for extreme cold and high temperature, high resistance to UV-rays, great thickness for increased durability, proven good performance. Our cumulative years of experience, more than 300 projects, more than 200 projects in hydraulic structures, almost 4 million square meters installed in hydraulic structures, first underwater installation in dams, world record for each type of dams. Karpi geomembrane have been used for dams, reservoirs, hydraulic pressure tunnel, canal, aqueduct, floating caverns, underground water tank, foundation, bridges, and traffic tunnels. Karpi geomembrane are impermeable and flexible, resistance to settlement, resistance to earthquake, durable, installed quickly, also in underwater, applicable to all types of structures, respectful of environment, and efficiently monitored. This is the sample of Karpi geomembrane. It is a geocomposite material, and of course, cost effective. So this is our experience in dams, reservoirs, canals, and hydrotunnels. Successful experience over a long period, PVC geomembrane are used in large dams since 1959 worldwide. So these are few of our projects. Albania, it is 91 meter, steel dam. Then again, in Iceland, it is 198 meter. Again, 188 meter RCC dam. This is the highest RCC dam in the world that Karpi has done in the geomembrane world, and exposed PVC geomembrane. These are some more Karpi credentials with exposed geomembrane. And this is the Karpi first geomembrane installed in India was the Kadambarai Dam installed by Karpi. Also, we do underwater installation of geomembrane, like we have done in Lost Creek, we have done in Greece and Venezuela. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roy. Our second last presentation is by Mr. Ikram Jasrotia from Elcom Tech. It doesn't look like Vikram's here, so finally we'll go to Ms. Rahini Jindal. Yes, Ms. Rahini Jindal from Normet, India.
Respected delegates and dignitaries, I am Rukmini and representing Normet India Private Limited. So many of the experts have told about the health checkup of the dam, and many of the experts have told about the execution, how they are just doing. But one thing is missing, that is the medicine. How you are treating with their dams. So I am providing you those medicines. I am here with the chemicals which are good for any dam or repair. So I am representative the Normet India Private Limited. Normet India is into the underground construction, whether it is a pre-construction work or post-construction work. We are specialized in underground constructions. So tunnels is the major area of the concern where we are doing all the work. So here we will just go. We will just talk about the groundwater control using with the modern technologies of injection grouting materials. So I am Rohini and I have just done my MTech Polymers from Punjab University, Chandigarh, and I am here to tell you about the modern techniques which are available here in India. And the most important thing is that all are making India products. So Normet has started its operation in 2011 and we are proud to say that we are here with these kinds of injection systems and nobody is manufacturing these kinds of technology here in India. So let us start with the grout systems. The mainly grouts are classified into two types. That is the chemical type and another one is the cementitious type. When you are just talking about the cementitious grouting, you will just are concerned about the lesser particle size, which can just penetrate into the concrete structure and just block the concrete porosity of the concrete and make it more impermeable. So another one is that chemical grouting, and we have a range of chemicals which are available with us: less viscous, single component, double component, and another gels are there, and another for rock systems also. For the rock, fractured rock, we have sodium silicate or water glass grouts also available with us. And for the sandy type of nature of the strata, we have the colloidal silica with us. So you can have the variety of grouts available with you, and depending upon the selection of those kinds of resins and grouts, you can just treat your dams very well. So these are the materials, and I just want to just play these videos for you so that you can just have a look of this microfine cement. What is this? This is a, you can say, small particle sized cement particle sized grouting system which is available with us, and we are directly, you can just say, if we will just add the soil and we will just put the MFC into 1:1 ratio, and it will just start reacting in that, and you will get the lowest setting time and you will just get a good strength also. So this is the mixing, and here you can just test this material by checking the flowability, which is the property of any flowable grout, and you can just have a look of the mixture. It will just rapid set and you will get the desirable properties also. So this is the flowable material which can be injected and you can get the solidification once it will just come into the contact of the water. So you can just have a look. This is the system, flowable system, and we have a testing parameters of these kinds of microfine cement grouts also with us. And these are the acrylates. These are the gelling systems which will just block the material and make a jelly type of system so that you can just consolidate the ground. So it is for the sealing purpose. These are the, you can say, two component systems, and we have to just add water and it will be in a gel form. When we will just react with this water, as it is a hydrophilic in nature, it will just react with water and it will, we have just mixed one catalyst into it so that the reaction will be enhanced and we will just get a jelly with the reaction of water and these types of resins. So these all are manufactured here in India and we are successfully injecting these types of material to stop the water seepage through the minor cracks. The lower viscosity is the major attraction of this resin, so that you can just inject this resin in a very small hairline crack also. See here, if we will just see, automatically after a short while, it will just become a jelly type of thing. It's a liquid, and when we will just pour it another time, it will become a gel. See, the viscosity is increasing, now it's a jelly system. So it has a flexibility also in it, and it's very good to consolidate any type of structure.
यहाँ के बहुत ही फेमस प्रसिद्ध विद्वान कहना चाहिए कलाकार हैं जो प्रेसिडेंट अवार्ड से भी सम्मानित हैं सभी लोग। तो आप उस संध्या को एंजॉय करिए, आनंद लीजिए, और इसी के साथ मैं ये जो माइक जो हो कलाकारों को देता हूँ। क्या नाम? थैंक यू।
ले चलता हूँ आपको मैं उस देवभूमि हिमालय की ओर, जहाँ की संस्कृति, जहाँ की परंपराएं आज भी हिमालय की तरह इतिहास के पन्नों में अंकित हैं। कोई भी देश, कोई भी प्रदेश, कोई भी मुल्क, कोई भी गांव, उसकी पहचान वहाँ की बोली भाषा से होती है। वैसे ही हमारे उत्तराखंड राज्य, यहाँ की संस्कृति, यहाँ की परंपरा हमारे देश में नहीं बल्कि विदेशों में भी अपना एक स्थान रखती है। हमारे उत्तराखंड में हमारी अपनी एक परंपरा रही है। हमारा कोई भी कार्य हो, उस कार्य को प्रारंभ होने से पहले हम भगवान बद्री विशाल को याद करते हैं, बाबा केदारनाथ जी को याद करते हैं। उसी श्रृंखला में आज की संध्या में भगवान बद्री विशाल से मां नंदा सोदा यही प्रार्थना, आप लोगों का जीवन ऐसे ही मंगलमय हो, आप लोगों के जीवन में ऐसी खुशियाँ आती रहें। हमारे उत्तराखंड में हमारी एक परंपरा है, प्रत्येक 12 वर्ष में हमारे उत्तराखंड में बड़े हर्ष और उल्लास के साथ एक नंदा राजजात यात्रा मनाई जाती है, जो कि 280 किलोमीटर एशिया की सबसे पैदल यात्रा है। सुदूर गांवों से होकर, सुगम दुर्गम रास्तों से होकर हिमालय की उन पर्वत शिखरों में समाप्त होती है। नंदा राजजात माँ पार्वती का, माँ नंदा का अपने मायके से अपने ससुराल हिमालय पर्वत की ओर, जहाँ हमारे देवाधिदेव भगवान शंभुनाथ का जो स्थान है, तो उसकी एक छोटी सी झलक आप लोगों के सामने। नंदा राजजात, उससे पहले जोरदार तालियां इन कलाकारों के लिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
आसमान